Clara Burel was born on November 24, 2001, in Rennes, France, into a family that was not particularly involved in professional sports. Despite this, Clara's passion for tennis blossomed at an early age, with her parents noticing her natural aptitude for the sport even as a child. At the age of 6, she began her tennis journey, showing an impressive level of commitment and skill for her age. Growing up in France, a country rich in tennis history, Burel was inspired by the greats who came before her, including the likes of Marion Bartoli and Amélie Mauresmo, who set high standards for young French players. Clara was coached from a young age by local tennis professionals, quickly developing her game. She initially competed in regional tournaments, where her technical prowess, coupled with a competitive mindset, helped her climb the ranks of French junior tennis. By the age of 12, Clara was already competing in national youth competitions, gaining a reputation for her strong baseline game and tactical approach to matches. Transition to professional tennis. 2016-2018. Burel's transition from junior to professional tennis came in 2016, when she began competing on the ITF, International Tennis Federation, circuit. Although still in her teens, Clara showed promise in her early years as a professional. Her results on the ITF circuit were promising, though she did not immediately experience major breakthroughs. However, her perseverance and work ethic were evident, and it became clear that she was focused on progressing to higher levels of competition. In 2017, Clara took a significant step by reaching the finals of several ITF tournaments, which gave her the confidence to compete at higher levels. As a young player, she gained invaluable experience, playing against some of the best up-and-coming players in women's tennis. Her ground strokes were already solid, and she was known for her tactical intelligence and ability to read the game well for someone so young. During this period, she was coached by her father, who played an important role in her development and approach to the game. By 2018, Clara Burel was ready to make her mark. She began consistently reaching the quarterfinals and semi-finals of ITF tournaments, including her first major breakthrough at the French Open Juniors, where she made a significant impact by reaching the semi-finals of the girls' singles event. Her ability to compete at a high level in junior events provided her with the exposure needed to attract attention from sponsors and the wider tennis community. The breakthrough year. 2019. 2019 was a defining year for Clara Burel in her transition to professional tennis. By this time, Burel had gained significant experience in the ITF circuit and was gradually improving her ranking. In March 2019, she achieved her first big breakthrough when she reached the semi-finals of the WTA 125K event in Indian Wells, marking her entry into the main draw of higher-level competitions. One of Burel's standout performances in 2019 was her victory at the French Open Juniors, where she claimed the prestigious title. The win solidified her as one of the top young talents in the sport and demonstrated her ability to perform on a major stage. The victory was especially notable because it came at the Grand Slam that would later become her home turf as a professional, and it served as a statement of her potential to compete in the professional tennis arena. The success on the junior circuit gave Clara the confidence to continue her rise in the WTA rankings. She reached the main draw of several WTA tournaments, including Roland Garros, marking her Grand Slam debut. Although she did not make it past the first few rounds in these tournaments, the experience of playing at the highest level provided her with invaluable exposure and lessons. The peak years, 2020-2021. Clara Burel's real peak came in 2020 and 2021, when her consistent performances and increasing maturity on the court saw her rise through the ranks of professional tennis. By the beginning of 2020, Burel had already made her presence known on the WTA circuit, thanks to strong showings in qualifying rounds of major events and her performances in lower-tier tournaments. During 2020, Clara made her breakthrough at the Australian Open, where she qualified for her first Grand Slam main draw and reached the second round. This marked a key achievement in her career, and her subsequent performances at various WTA tournaments solidified her as a rising star in women's tennis. She reached her career-high WTA singles ranking of number 166 in 2020. A significant achievement for a player so young. The French Open 2021 was another landmark moment in Burel's career. She achieved one of the biggest wins of her career by defeating Jill Teichmann in the second round, making a statement that she was ready to compete with the top players in the world. This win, along with her consistent form throughout the season, elevated Burel into the global spotlight. Her performances on clay were particularly notable, and she was quickly becoming one of the more promising players on the WTA Tour. Burel's game had evolved into a more powerful, aggressive style by this time. Her ground strokes, particularly her forehand, were becoming one of her strongest weapons, and she had developed a more aggressive approach to attacking the net. Her fitness and mental strength were also improving as she gained more experience in high-level competition, and her ability to manage the pressure of big matches was an area that impressed many coaches and analysts. Career achievements and milestones. Junior French Open champion. Clara Burel's victory in the French Open Juniors, 2019, stands out as one of her most significant accomplishments early in her career. It was a milestone that established her as one of the brightest young talents in French tennis. Grand Slam debut. Burel made her Grand Slam debut at Roland Garros in 2020, and though she didn't go far in the tournament, it marked the beginning of her rise in major competitions. Breakthrough at WTA tournaments. In 2021, Burel defeated top players like Jill Teichmann at Roland Garros, demonstrating her capability on the biggest stages. First WTA final. Burel reached her first WTA final in 2021, marking the beginning of her aspirations to become a top player on the WTA Tour. Her ability to contend for titles at higher-tier events is a testament to her growth. Top 100 ranking. By the end of 2021, Burel broke into the WTA Top 100 for the first time in her career, an achievement that signified her transition from a rising star to a serious contender in the women's game. Future outlook and final years. As of 2022, Clara Burel has continued her development as a player, with many tennis experts predicting that she will continue to make strides in the WTA rankings. Her consistent performances in WTA tournaments, combined with her mental resilience, indicate that she is on track to become one of the sport's top players in the near future. In the coming years, Burel is likely to focus on further refining her game, particularly her service game and consistency on hard courts, where she still has room for growth. Her ability to perform on clay, however, remains one of her strongest assets, and as she continues to build her physical and mental strength, her performances on other surfaces, particularly grass and hard courts, should improve as well. With her combination of talent, hard work, and commitment, Clara Burel is poised for continued success. As she matures as a player, she will likely become a key figure in the WTA's new generation, joining the ranks of top players from France like Amélie Mauresmo and Marion Bartoli, who have inspired the next generation of women's tennis stars. Conclusion. Clara Burel's journey from a promising junior to a top contender on the WTA Tour has been marked by impressive growth, perseverance, and determination. As she continues to mature and refine her game, she has the potential to reach the highest echelons of professional tennis. Fans, coaches, and analysts will be keeping a close eye on this rising star, eager to see how her career unfolds in the coming years. With her talent, dedication, and work ethic, Clara Burel is undoubtedly one of the most exciting young players to watch in the world of tennis.